welcome to another episode of Experts Eating Cake. I'm your host, Michelle Thomas. I run the Happy Business Club, and one of my favourite things in the world is actually speaking to amazing people and eating cake and putting the world to rights. So what am I going to be doing today? Well, I'm going to be speaking with the amazing Sarah Stevens. What she actually does, she's a mover and she's a shaker, and she helps fabulous people like you and me put their best foot forward and actually be seen. So she works in the world of PR, and she's going to tell you so much today that you really need to know about PR. She's going to give you the down and dirty golden nuggets of information. She is a fabulous friend of mine, and I'm sure she's going to be a fabulous friend of yours too very, very soon. Let's welcome her, Sarah Stevens. Hello, darling.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm great. It's Wednesday and I'm eating cake. So actually, it's probably going to be Sunday by the time this comes out. But we're going to be eating cake today, aren't we, darling?
Yes, my hubby has surprised me and bought me some cake.
What is it? Show us, tell us.
It doesn't look super appetizing, but it tastes delicious. It's vegan apple and cinnamon cake. So it's dead like spicy and nice, really nice.
I bet it's getting moist as well. Go on, have a taste.
Yeah.
Have a taste.
Yeah. Hold on.
And tell me what it's like. Good.
Nice.
Is it good? It's an apple and cinnamon cake. Well, we're twinsies today. Well, we're not twinsies today, but I've got apple cake as well. I've got one of these.
Oh, an apple turnover.
Apple turnover, but it's an apple and cream turnover.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I've got to tell you a little story. The nearest me and my husband have ever come to having an argument, and we've been together for 15 years now, and we've never argued, but the nearest that we've ever come to having an argument was back in the day, apple turnover. And I think I was pregnant at the time, and he went off to get me a cake, and he came back with an apple turnover. And at that point in time, that was not what I wanted. You know what it's like when you're with a child and the child wants something, and when it's not that, you get a little bit upset. And I think he got really upset with me. So he went missing for a couple of hours. But I've got to admit, I do like an apple turnover because I do like cake. So cheers here. Cheers. Yeah.
Cheers. Yeah, I'm quite limited because I have to go for whatever the vegan option is usually because I can't have milk. So that can limit things slightly.
But you can still have delicious cake.
Yeah, the choice is more now than it used to be, because there used to be not as many options for me. So I'd go out places and have to say and not be able to have a dessert because they wouldn't have anything, which in one way, as my sister pointed out the other day, was probably a good thing because I was a lot slimmer back then because I had to say no to desserts in wherever we went because there was no vegan option. Now there is. Obviously, I'm eating a lot more calories. So actually,
calories are meant to be eaten. Fabulous. Right, so we've got our cake eating done. I'm going to eat a bit of that cake a little bit later on. But the important stuff in expert eating cake is the expert rather than the cake. Although sometimes I would beg to differ because I love cake so much. So you've come on here. We can see you do luxury PR. There's a hell of a lot more to you than that. I know that there's so much about you that you bring to your work, and you do amazing things for lots and lots of people. Tell us a little bit more about how you actually got into the PR side of things.
Oh, right. Well, my background, I've been doing PR and marketing for over 20 years. So I came originally from hospitality. And after bouncing from through a couple of other industries, actually, first, Shell International, the oil industry, and Vauxhall, so the motor industry, and then just basically saw an ad for a job that looked really fun, which was sales and marketing manager for a new Irish pub. that was opening in Manchester called Waxy O'Connor's.
Oh yeah, I know Waxy O'Connor's.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so I thought that sounds like a load of fun. So I applied for it. At the time I was working for IBM. So yeah, I worked in IT as well. So I worked for IBM, saw a job for an Irish pub, thought that sounds much more fun. Applied for it, got it, loved it. So worked for the Waxy O'Connor's brand for 2.5 years, then got headhunted by Malmaison. I went working for them, then got headhunted again by a big Chinese restaurant brand called Yang Xing. Went and worked for them, did a massive rebrand for them, launched new bars and restaurants, did all sorts, and then decided that I wanted to go under my own steam and do my own thing. And that was 16 years ago. So 16 years ago, I decided I'd had enough of being an employee and I was going to set up on my own. I just needed the right opportunity. I wanted to do PR, pure PR, but needed the right opportunity. I didn't want to be pigeonholed into only doing hospitality PR, which would have been really quite easy to do. And one of my friends was ex-Olympic swimming champion James Hickman, who I'd met because he was a VIP for loads of my bar and restaurant launches, and went out for my 30th birthday party with him. And some other friends, and he said he'd just retired from professional swimming, and said, I've just set up a media company and I've got the contract for the marketing communications for the World Swimming Championships, which will be held in Manchester in the Manchester Evening News Arena. We're going to build an Olympic pool into the arena for it, so it's going to be amazing. I know everything there is to know about sport. I know all the sports journalists and everything. But what I don't have is the strategy and the strategic knowledge, because I'd done an international business degree and specialised in marketing. He said, so I don't have all that theory. He said, and I can't really write like you can, so like write a press release and all of that. He said, so will you come and be like my number two, 3 days a week to do that? So I thought,
and you went,
yeah,
bonus.
Yeah, I went, this is the opportunity. I had no idea what I'm doing, but what the hell? Why not?
Exactly. What the hell? Just go off and do it.
Rented my house out, moved back in with mum and dad. I was single at the time. Back in with mum and dad. Quit my job. My boss was so supportive and said, tell everyone you're leaving, while you're doing your month's notice, that's fine. Give your business card out and contact details to everyone. Take all the contacts you need. I'm here with you all the way, supporting you. I think this is a great idea. So he was wonderful. And the Yang Xing had, I don't know if you know the Yang Xing, but it had 2 floors of big banqueting suites, and so part of my job was to fill them with banqueting clients. And the biggest one was booked up for an airline called Finnair, who were launching a new route to Beijing. So they had this big route launch, and they'd invited travel agents. They had 160 travel agents due to turn up 2 days before the event. He phoned me, the sales manager for them phoned me in an absolute panic, saying, Sarah, our PR agency was supposed to have sorted out the event. They were supposed to have sorted the entertainment out, the centerpieces, goodie bags, the seating plan, and they've not done anything. Can you and we've got all these travel agents turning up, and all the senior team from head office are flying in, and it's not, the event is not going to work. And I was like, don't worry, I'll sort it all out.
You put your cape on.
Yeah, I saved the day, swooped in, saved the day, sorted it all out. They had traditional lion dancers, they had fan dancing, they had all the centerpieces. Spoke to a local florist, got all of that sorted at the last minute, sorted all the goodie bags out. I was off around all the Chinese supermarkets in Chinatown buying fortune cookies and things.
You're talking about it and it takes me back. I actually did PR like way back in the day when I was in my early 20s, And yes, I do kind of remember the panic of literally running around and being the person that everything hinges on and having to bring it all together. And it kind of all works out in the end, doesn't it?
Oh, I love it. I absolutely loved it. So I sorted it all out and it was all amazing. The senior team who'd come over for it said it was the best event they'd ever been to. And I was like, oh, this is brilliant. So when I left, I dropped them a line and said, do you fancy having a coffee? Met up with them for a coffee and they're like, right, what do you want to talk to us about? And I was like, well, you know, if you ever need anyone, blah, 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 blah. And they were like, well, we're actually rethinking our PR strategy. Would you like to tender for it? And I was like, yeah. And as I said, yes, the little voice in my head was going, what the hell? Like, but I was like, don't. And so I just did a proposal saying about my China business contacts and all of that. Long story short, got it. Worked with them for 7 years. 4 years in, they gave me an award for being the best international PR agent. And when they presented the award to me, they said, will you now please stop telling everyone you play at PR? Because you're really, really good. Because up to that point, I'd just been telling people that I just play at PR. But then, yeah, alongside my airline, Finnair, who I worked with for 7 years, we smashed the World Swimming Championships right out the park. It won multiple awards for being the best event look and feel, and all of that was down to us on the marketing comms, all the like posters and everything. So yeah, so that we won awards for that, which was phenomenal. So we went on to do loads of other big sporting events. So the World Taekwondo Championships, World Squash Championships, World Lacrosse Championships, basically any non-mainstream sporting championship that came into Manchester during that, the late noughties, early 2010s. We did the comms for. So I did a load of sports stuff. And I think my USP there was that I'm not really into sport. So I could figure out why someone who wasn't interested in it would want to buy a ticket.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was my USP, really. So non-sports fans, I could translate why they would want to go.
And it's tapping into a different market then, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So so that worked. And then I also did big cultural events, cultural festivals. So a 24/7 theatre festival, feel good theatre productions who did all the open air promenade theatre in the parks. I also went back to my hospitality roots. I also did big tourism venues and things. So I did the PR for the Printworks for 3 years, which was great fun because we got all the big northern film premieres. So I got to do things with Hollywood celebs and red carpet.
Go on, who's your bestie celebrity friend?
Oh, well, I didn't really become friends with any of them. But although, actually, one thing that I loved, I've got pictures of me with Huey from the Fun Loving Criminals.
Ooh.
That was really cool. We went to a VIP gig, small little gig they did to launch one of their tours, which was ace. And then way back when, before he really hit the big time, I got persuaded Peter Kay to carry a birthday cake out for me. So yeah, there's all sorts of different stories about different celebs. But yeah, so I did loads of bars and restaurant launches for them and stuff. So that was great fun. And yeah, and then ended up losing the Finnair account purely because they said that I'd done what they wanted me to do, which was to fill up all their planes and their routes. So you
did yourself out of a job by being too good?
Basically, because they said there's 2 flights a day from Manchester, there's 5 flights a day from London, they're all full. Job done. Thanks, Sarah.
Bye.
Bye. I was like,
so all this amazing stuff that you've done, all these big
yeah.
companies that you've worked with, all these big events, big people, bigness. How does that translate now
Well,
to
since
how you work now with individuals and the thing and creating some growth around what they're doing? How does that translate?
Well, things kind of pivoted and changed a little bit when COVID happened, because as you can imagine, at the time I had Iceland Air as an airline
Oh yes,
client.
we remember
So I
about
worked
that.
with them for about over 4 years. And so at Iceland Air, I actually had the company that owned Waxy O'Connor's as a client as well, doing loads of PR for them. And also my theatre company, who was doing open air promenade production. So I was doing all of that. I was working part time because I was a mum by this point. And then COVID hit. And as you can imagine, that was all the industries that were affected the most.
Yeah.
So I lost all my clients virtually overnight. Luckily for me, 2 months before COVID hit, my old lecturer at MMU Business School approached me and said, Sarah, have you ever thought of writing courses? We're looking for someone to write a sales and marketing course module for our management diploma second year students.
Yep.
Because we want someone who's got real life experience as well as theory. Would you consider doing it? I was like, not done that before, but you know my what I said to Finnair. I was like, yeah, great. So then figured it out later. I'd already started writing and delivering that course in person. Discovered I'm really good at writing courses and teaching people, which I didn't realize before. And then obviously when COVID hit, that all went online. So that was my savior really, because they gave me more modules of that to teach. They had me teaching other things like entrepreneurship, creativity and entrepreneurship, innovation and entrepreneurship, sustainability and entrepreneurship, loads of different things.
Yeah.
So I was all doing that. And then I developed a suite of my own courses to teach entrepreneurs how to do their own PR and marketing as well. And I just love that. I love helping them have that light bulb moment of, wow, okay, it's not that hard. It's not overwhelming. Because quite so many business people, you say PR to them, and they either A, don't really understand what PR is, or B, just find it overwhelming and
Yes.
something that's a lofty thing that they're not big enough to do yet or whatever. I was on a training the other day with someone who is a genius at funnels and all of this, and he's like, oh yeah, this is all the way you can put your lead magnet links, blah 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 blah. And I went, oh, you've missed PR off there. He's like, oh yeah, but that's not attainable until you like get to being a bigger business. And I'm like, no. So
No.
even if so-called marketing experts don't think it's attainable,
Yeah.
then so I thought, you know what, more people need to know how to do it and everything.
Which is precisely the next question that I wanted to ask you. I wanted you to give us the basics of what PR is and how it relates to individuals like myself and all the people watching this, all the small business owners, people that are trying to be a bit visible. How do they put it into their marketing strategy, and why is it important? Give us the basics, the stuff that we need to know.
Okay, well, I've got a very simple analogy that I love, and every time I tell it, it's totally different. But it helps people to understand where PR fits in to the whole marketing scene and
Well,
gets
I'm
you
on
on
the
the
edge
road
of the
with
seat now, so I need to
it.
know. You need to
Right,
tell me
so
right now.
my analogy is to do with dating, okay? Right. So imagine, if you will, a guy and a girl, or could be a guy and a guy, or a girl and a girl, whoever, whatever floats your boat. But for this example, it's a guy and a girl going on a date. So Jack and Jane say, this is why it always changes. Meet up for a date, and Jack says to Jane, "Hi, I'm Jack. I'm handsome. I'm clever. Can you see that sports car out there? That's mine. That's because I'm so successful. Did you see that massive house on your way in? That's mine. I'm so sporty. I'm physically super fit. I won the London Marathon three years in a row. You know. Well, that is Jack advertising himself to his date. Okay. Now, if he was to arrive and instantly went, "Oh my God, Jane, you are stunning. I love that hairstyle. It really suits you. And oh, I can just tell by your smile that you're such a warm, loving, kind person. And the twinkle in your eye shows that you're so clever. I can just see, that we're really, really going to get on." Now he is telling Jane what she wants to hear. So he is marketing to Jane because he's using the exact language, the exact words, and telling her exactly what she wants to hear.
Yeah.
Now, on their date, if Jane nips to the toilet and in the loo bumps into another girl who says, "Oh my God, I've just seen you on a date with Jack. Oh, he's the nicest guy. I was at school with him. He's so modest. He literally not tell you half of this stuff, but he's the kindest, most generous, lovely, lovely guy. He was voted most popular. He was like captain of the football team, and his family, his mum's absolutely to die for. His brothers and sisters are so lovely. Oh, you just so lucky to be on a date with him." Now, if you think how much more powerful that is, that third party endorsement, and that's all PR is. It's someone else, whether that's the media, whether that's a client, a customer, a friend, someone recommending you.
And the strangest thing is, the vast majority of us, especially in this day and age, are so disheartened by all the noise in terms of advertising that
You don't
we
trust
end
it.
up buying off the back of testimonials. I mean, why is Trustpilot such a big thing? Why is, all the testimonials on Amazon reviews and things like that, why are they such a big thing? Because it builds that kind of trust, and we need that trust more and more, because there's so much more to distrust now, because everybody's got a voice. It's really hard to hear through that noise. I hear what you're saying. I think it's an absolutely brilliant analogy. Yes, that's fabulous.
So it just helps people to get their heads around it, really. And what I tend to do on like any introductory training kind of courses is I usually, before I say that analogy, I ask people in the room to put their hands up if they do PR, and usually there's like one or two in the room that put their hands up, and then I tell that analogy, and then I ask them the question again, and the majority of people all of a sudden put their hands up because they were already doing PR without realizing they were doing PR.
But when you do things more intentionally, it suddenly becomes a lot more powerful.
Yeah.
And I think that is where working with you can be the difference between running around in circles, doing what you're doing, never quite getting to where you need to go, and actually jumping out into the stratosphere and moving on to bigger, better things in terms of your business and how you are seen and how you are trusted and valued as well. In your space. I think it's a brilliant way of looking at it. Right. So if we've got the basics of that now. We've kind of got the basics of that now. So what would be the most common myths around PR that you found in the multitude of years that you've been swimming your way through the fun and the bullshit?
Sorry, swig of coffee. the most kind of stereotypical view of PR is obviously the ab fab kind of view of PR, where
it's fun.
all we do is drink champagne and go to parties and like don't really do much, just chat to people. And I wish that was all we did and got paid to do, but unfortunately it's not. But quite often that's, or it used to be actually pre-COVID, quite often that was what people saw, because that was the front facing bit of PR. Was we'd organise the launch and the event and everything else, and we'd run around for months sorting it all out, getting the journalists there, writing strategy, press releases, sorting the photographer out, doing all the briefs, getting everything in place. And then people had come to the launch event, everything would be absolutely amazing, flawless, everything would, no one would be aware that behind the scenes we're running around like, because we come out.
Oh, it's giving me flashbacks, Sarah. It's giving me flashbacks.
We come out smiling, handing champagne out, and they're like, and everyone be like, oh, that's all she does. Because that's all they see, because so much more goes on behind the backgrounds. And even if inside we're going, oh my God, we're going to do this, we don't show it, because that's what we do. We smile and,
well, they don't see the big massive table with the big massive mess and all the press packs and trying to get a bit of everything in every single press pack, and your brain just going absolutely fried and wondering if you've got everything in the right order. And
so some of the tales, like there was one event I did for a client, a massive event in London at the Millennium Gloucester Hotel. So massive event. And we had 4 days before the event, the client had agreed that they were going to send some air stewards, some bona fide cabin crew to the event to just hand out drinks and stuff.
And really then good at anyway, because that's what they do for their job.
But then also they could chat to people about the airline and all of that. And by the way, I've also done things for other airlines as well. It's not just those two. Just in case anyone wonders and tries to wonder who I'm talking about. So they were supposed to be delivering the cabin crew. Just beforehand, they basically said, we're really sorry, we can't give you the cabin crew.
Oh, no.
But this event hinged on us having the cabin crew. So I managed to then persuade them to let me recruit standing cabin crew. So I went to a modelling agency and had to pick people who would look authentic for that airline. And then they were going to send me over the uniforms for them to wear, but the uniforms weren't arriving until the morning of the event. So I arrived at said venue just as all these boxes turned up and all these models turned up. So I had to brief the models so that they would be as knowledgeable if anyone asked them questions, and could answer some of the questions that cabin crew might get asked. So I had to brief them all. And then we opened the uniforms. Number one, they were massive, but they were old uniforms from and they were incomplete. It was just literally a jacket and then like a skirt, but there was no tights, no like blouse or neck tie, neck scarf or anything like that. And I had to run around London to find the other components for the outfits that would A, be in keeping with brand, B, look as though they were the authentic ones. And I had like an hour to do it.
And you made this seemingly impossible.
And I did it.
Yeah, of course you did it. Of course you did it. Because you know, and that's what PR people have to do. They run around like chickens.
But no one at that event, the organisers or anyone, would have been even have the foggiest clue that that's what happened. They just saw these gorgeous cabin crew people swanning about, handing out champagne. They didn't realise that they'd had to be like recruited and trained and dressed and styled, and so there's all of those things. I've got so many stories similar to
I know.
that.
When's the book coming out, or the book series?
That people are, oh, what, really? Oh my God, you know. But you have to make it happen somehow. It has to happen. You can't turn around and go, no, sorry, it didn't happen. Oh no,
what you want, kick-ass woman, Sarah.
Yeah. So that's an example of the kind of thing. So that's one myth, that it's all dead easy, and that's why quite a lot of people have historically gone, oh yeah, I'm going to do PR, thinking that
okay, crack on.
Yeah, good luck with that. And also, then the other myth is that anyone can write a press release, and they can if they're trained in how to do it.
Yeah.
But writing a press release is different than writing a blog. Quite a lot of people think that because they know how to write a blog or a Facebook post, then they know how to write a press release, and it's very different.
Yeah.
Different style, different angle.
And it's a different purpose, I think, more than anything else. There's a totally different purpose for a press release. Wow.
Yes. So that's the other myth. So the number of clients that have to come to me going, we've already written the press release, we just need you to do the selling.
Okay, we'll see.
Can you send me the press release?
Yeah.
Maybe
not. Maybe not.
Might need to change it a little bit. So that's the other thing that happens a lot. And it's and just getting confused as to what PR is.
Yeah.
That it's not the same as advertising. So we can't guarantee what coverage you're going to get in what publication. So if you want to say, oh, I want to get in the FT, okay, we can try for the FT, but I can also try for loads of other publications, and we'll get you somewhere, but we might not be able to specify exactly where unless you pay to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing.
Going down the realms of advertising and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the thing is, at the end of the day, people see through advertising, so you can they have to say now if it's a paid article. And so as soon as you see it's a paid article, well, that person is paid to be there, and they've not got there on merit. And you can get in the FT, you can get in Forbes without paying. Look, so many clients are like, oh, you have to pay to go in Forbes. No, you don't. Not if you've got a genuine
and something that they really want.
Yeah, and a reason to go in. Then you can get in there just on merit.
Yeah. And there's a lot more behind that. There's a lot about pitching and about speaking to the right kind of people, and that all comes in with PR. But what I want to do is go back to the golden nuggets, because we don't have a massive amount. I can literally sit here all day and talk to you about PR, but we don't have a massive amount of time. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that whoever's listening to this, if they're thinking about getting into PR and how it can work for them as an individual, not as a big corporation, what it can actually do for them. I mean, your analogy was brilliant, but what I want is that gold freaking nugget. Tell me the golden nugget, Sarah. What is the golden nugget of PR for small heart-led business owners who are total entrepreneurs at heart and who want to get out in the world because they've got a mission to go on?
Well, I can give you some top tips that you can action immediately that will see results for your business.
Oh, we like a bit of that. Go on then.
Okay. Number one is make sure you've got a Google My Business page set up.
Okay, I'm gonna have to write this down.
Okay, so make sure that your business has a page on Google. Okay, so set that up, have it link into your website, or even if you've not got a website, link it to your shopping on Etsy or your Facebook page or wherever you want customers to be driven to. Link them into there. Set it all up, put your descriptions on. You can post offers and details, but also more importantly, you can get clients to review you on it. So
Right,
start
that's
getting
great.
clients,
Yeah.
send them the review link for Google, get them to make reviews on there. Because the number of new clients I get who, from my other business now, my travel business, who have just Googled travel agents local to me, and I've come up at the top because people have left me reviews on my Google
Yeah.
My Business page. So that is the number one thing to do if you're not already doing it.
Right, take note, everybody, including
Yeah,
me. I'm going to be
because that will help.
going back
And
and
the
writing
thing
it
is, this
down.
is where PR and marketing blurs a little bit,
Yeah,
because some people would argue, well, that's more marketing, but then it's also PR because people are leaving you reviews on it.
yeah. Okay.
So it's a bit of both. So do that, number one.
Mhm.
Number two, make sure you're asking people to give you reviews and recommendations. So many of us are really good at what we do, and we do amazing things, and our customers have great experiences and everything else. But then we feel a bit icky about asking them
Yeah,
to leave us a review.
yeah.
But you need to start doing it. So start having a set system. Maybe you have like a half day a week where you do your admin or something, and just add it to your tasks. Reach
Mhm.
out to all those clients who bought from you or you've worked with, and get a couple of just reach out to three of
Yeah,
them every week to say,
yeah.
can you leave me a review? And give them and get them to leave you a review on Google My Business
Mhm.
and a recommendation on LinkedIn.
Wow.
Those are the two areas to get them to
They're
leave.
already building this PR
Yeah.
machine. That's
Yeah.
brilliant. That's
And
number
then
two. One.
once they've left you that review as well, don't just leave it there.
Mhm.
Obviously reply to it, number one,
Mhm.
to say, thank you for leaving me a review. Right. But also do a screenshot
Mhm.
of that said review and put it out everywhere on all your social medias
Mhm.
as a screenshot with, I would really pleased customers left me a review, if I can help you, blah, blah, blah. Put call to actions on everything.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like the number of people who go, I've written my own press release and there's no call to action at the bottom.
Yeah.
There's no web link or
Mhm.
anything. So you need to make sure there's a call to action on every single thing that you do.
Even if it's just get in touch, if you want to get in
Yeah,
touch.
yeah.
Yeah.
Contact me
Yeah. Yeah.
if I can help you or whatever. So do that screenshot of the
Mhm.
review, put that out on your social media,
Mhm.
then copy the text of it
Mhm.
and repurpose it into a Canva format so it looks pretty
Yeah.
with your branding and everything else. And then use that as well on all your social media. Put it on your website.
Mhm.
Just get it everywhere on all the different channels. The other thing is your review links. Leave me a review and then the link. You could also add that into the your email signature so people can leave you because you might get a customer you've been dealing
Yeah.
with for years
Yeah.
who suddenly leaves you a really nice review.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah. And
so
in
make
this
sure
day and age, I think with all the noise and everything, sometimes
you
just
forget.
ask them. Just ask the
Yeah,
people who love you to tell you how much they love you so that you can feel all loved and then go and tell everybody else how much you're loved so that people can build trust with you. It's just
exactly. It's
crazy,
it's
isn't it?
it's not rocket science,
Yeah.
but sometimes the most obvious things we forget about because
Mhm.
we're all trying to get our heads around using TikTok and the
Yeah.
latest thing that's come out
Mhm.
and all of this. But actually, if you remember the basics, it
Mhm.
can really, really help.
It can make a
Um,
difference, can't it?
yeah, and then my other top tip when it comes to PR is to really, really think about your target customer,
Mhm.
and who they are. Um, and quite a lot of people will have an idea of who their target customer is,
Yeah.
but maybe they've not thought about what media they consume.
Yeah.
So think about your target customer now from a perspective of, do they watch the news?
Mhm.
How do they get the news? Do they go on Google? Do they use Facebook? Do they use Instagram? Do they listen to the radio in the morning on the way to work?
Mhm.
Do they listen to podcasts? if they do, what podcasts they listen to. The more you can build up a picture of your ideal customer and their touch points, so the different ways you can get in front of them, the better. So do they get a Sunday paper at the weekend? Do they have a free newspaper delivered to them during the week? And did they just shove it in the recycling bin or on the floor of the rabbit hutch, or did they actually read it? All of these things, and you can do little polls. If you've got a Facebook group or whatever, you could do a little poll to ask them questions like that. You can do a little poll on Instagram and try to capture and find out that information, because then you know where you need to get your press articles and your news stories. You know where it needs to be for them to read it. Because,
do you know what? Before you give all of your secrets away, Sarah.
Sorry, I could talk forever.
I know, and I could listen to you forever. But what we want to do is make sure that everybody who's listening today, that's getting a lot of this already, they're getting a lot from this already, gets the opportunity to actually explore even more what it is that you teach behind all of this, because you're a very established person, as we've seen in your vast array of experience and being able to teach this. You've taught in university and written courses around this and stuff like that. You have got something coming up.
Yes, I
have got something amazing for us.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited, because quite a lot of PRs don't want to work with other PRs for some weird reason. They have this whole thing of all backstabbing, and that's not how I work. I work in a very friendly, collaborative way. And there's another PR in Cheshire who is very similar to me in terms of that she's happy to collaborate, and she's really lovely. So she's called Beverly Steele. And she's based in South East Cheshire, actually. But her background is a bit different to mine. So as you've already heard, my background is sales and marketing, moving into PR. Beverly is a broadcast journalist. So she, I don't know if you remember the TV channel Channel M when it was in Manchester, but she fronted that and ran that for Guardian Media Group. So she's really experienced in television and print journalism and everything. So she's done all of that and come into PR. And she works with quite a lot of big public service companies. And so, again, slightly different from me. So she's an expert in her field. She won Female of the Year at the Cheshire Business Awards. She's phenomenal. And what the two of us don't know about PR probably isn't worth knowing, to be fair. So we're coming together on the 28th of February to do...
You heard it here first, 28th of February.
The first of its kind, and there'll be many more, I'm sure, because I'm really, really excited about it. It's called Push Your Own PR, and we will teach you in one day how you can do your own PR, all the little tips and tactics and hacks so that you can do it for yourself. On the day, we will help you to form and write your own press release. And you will leave the day with an action plan of what to do to get yourself in the media this year. And we'll also guarantee that every single person who comes to the event will get at least one piece of media coverage out of it.
That guaranteed. Is bonus, right? So what's the price for this? Come on, tell us how much. Let's get our credit cards out.
But yeah, 450 quid. Which is an absolute bargain, because you're getting both me and Beverly together, and something that usually only big business gets from us. So you get to pick our brains. We'll tailor make it so every single person who comes will have a very unique press release, because it's about them. They will have a very unique action plan of their own specific things they need to do when they go away. And so we just guarantee you'll have results. And Beverly will also work with people so that you can do a piece to camera confidently and succinctly in a few minutes. If you ever need to introduce yourself on a local radio station or TV, you'll know exactly how to do it and be able to do it and have the confidence to do it. So she will help you do that as well. And then there's VIP packages as well, where you can have dinner after the event with me and Beverly and other people, so you can carry on masterminding and brainstorming ideas and things afterwards.
Fabulous.
But I'm really, really excited, and this will hopefully be the
So
first of many collaborations.
Let me see if I can remember right. So 28th of Feb. Where is it? Where is it going to be held?
Central Manchester.
Right, so Central Manchester. So if you are an expert in your field and you think that this year is going to be the year that you get out into the world, make yourself known, show people what kind of expert you actually are, get out into the media, get on the bloody telly, get on the radio, get into socials in such a way that people actually notice you once and for flipping all, because you're sick of being kept as the best kept secret in your field, then this whole day will give you the opportunity to put that plan together, get that strategy going with two of the best people in the business. So not only have you got a PR expert with umpteen million years of very wide-ranging PR expertise, who's been running around like a headless chicken for many, many years trying to sort problems out. A very, very capable person, Sarah Stevens. But you've also got a bona fide journalist who's headed up a media campaign and who knows their onions. TV stuff, who knows their onions, and they're going to be in the room with you. They are going to make sure that by the time you leave that room, you will have a plan and you will have the confidence to execute that plan. And not only that, you're guaranteed that you will come away with at least one opportunity to actually be out there into the world. You will be out there into the world this year, and it's just go from there. Is that what we're talking about here?
Yes, absolutely. Summarized perfectly.
Brilliant.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is we're going to drop in the description below. We're going to put the links in there so that anybody who wants to jump all over this, click on the link. Remember, it's the 28th of February, which is just under a month away. So, you've got to be quick to get in on this deal. It's 450 quid, which, sometimes investments are big. This is not a big investment, especially when you're going to learn some amazing skills that you can take out into the world and get your face out there. So it's going to be a really great investment. All the details are going to be below. Right, that is fabulous. But what I want to ask you now, Sarah, is about this last question that we had on the questionnaire that we have for our guests that come onto Experts Eating Cake. We asked you about a secret that you would like to share. And this really baffled me. You put there something about a titanium-filled heart. And I was like, my brain just couldn't comprehend what this could possibly mean. Please, could you explain it to me?
Yeah, because it's weird. It's weird, isn't it? At the end of the day,
it is weird.
When people ask me for a weird fact, that's like, I actually have a titanium disc in the middle of my heart.
In your actual heart?
In my actual heart, yeah.
Oh,
I discovered at the age of 40 that I had a massive hole in the middle of my heart that was 10 millimeters in diameter.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, quite huge when you think of how big a heart is. And so they did a keyhole surgery on me. Let me think, when was that? That was 2019, just pre-COVID. Keyhole surgery, and they put it resembles like a little umbrella. They put this like little thing in to the hole, and then they open it out,
right,
and then the spokes, I guess, go into the side, the edge, around the edge of the hole to plug the hole.
Right.
And then it's made of really fine mesh titanium, so that plugged up my hole, and then my body repaired itself by scabbing over either side of the thing, and basically rebuilt the wall.
Wow, that's like being Iron Man. No blooming wonder you're such a flipping superwoman.
Well, yeah, but half of those stories I've told you was before I even found out about that.
I
I've got
know.
a
Imagine
titanium
what
in
you're
my
going to
heart.
do with titanium in your heart.
Well, now I'm on HRT. Watch this space.
We're
But
going to be having experiments around that. I'm going to eat a little bit of my cake.
Yeah, and yeah, but loads of people say do you set off metal detectors, but no, I don't, because it's only very, very fine. So yeah, I don't set off metal detectors now.
Have you got any of your cake left?
I've got all of my blinking cake left. You may have one mouthful, and then I've not had anything else, and my stomach's rumbling, going, "Where's that cake?"
Right. Well, I'll let you go on with the cake. Where,
Thank you.
like I said, it's absolutely fabulous talking to you. I can listen to your stories all day long. I absolutely love what you do. We have not even tapped into a single second of all the other amazing things that you do as well that I know about you. So we'll probably get you on about some of the expertise later on.
By the way, if someone can't make the 28th of February or is so bloody excited after listening to us, they can't wait to work with me for that long, then get in touch, because I do one-on-one strategy days, strategy sessions, all sorts of different things. I do done-for-you services where I do the whole thing for you. If you don't want to learn how to do it yourself, maybe you're too busy, you haven't got the time, then I do the done-for-you services as well. So please get in touch if I can help you with anything.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Sarah. I look forward to speaking to you next time, and we'll eat lots more cake.
Yeah.
And we love you and leave you.
Take care. Thank you for having me.
Bye. Oh, that was the lovely Sarah Stevens. She surprises me every single time I speak to her. She's full of stories. Just shows you how much of an expert she actually is in her field, and the depths of her stories are absolutely phenomenal. That was Sarah. This is me, Michelle Thomas, happiness coach extraordinaire. What we got going on at the moment, we are pushing our cake, and I've got my t-shirt on today, my favourite t-shirt. Look, I eat cake for breakfast, never a truer word spoken. If you love my t-shirt, I'm going to drop a link into my cake shop, Cake is Life shop down below. If you fancy a t-shirt, make sure that if you do end up buying one, you take a picture and send it to me. Nothing would make me happier. So until next time, I think we've got another amazing guest dropping next week as well. I will love you and leave you.